This segment brought to you by Heinen Brothers Ag, farmers helping farmers by offering quality aerial and ground application, fertilizer, ag chemicals, and anhydrous ammonia. Call today to protect your crop yield.
Brian McCornack, extension entomologist and researcher in the Department of Entomology at Kansas State University. And I currently direct a summer science institute for teachers where soybean is the model system. And I think what really makes this institute particularly different is we really teach the teachers how to incorporate science into the classroom much like a scientist would. So as a scientist, we actually don't want to know the answer, which is why we study it. We come up with a set of hypotheses and we test it, and hopefully there's an answer that comes out of it. In many cases, teachers are not necessarily taught that way when it comes to science in the classroom. It can be very prescriptive. So what we do during the Institute, and with help from the Kansas Soybean Commission, is actually provide a 3-week immersive course for those teachers to literally get their hands dirty. So working with scientists from various departments, agronomy, pathology, entomology, and giving them some experience with soybeans. So growing plants, not only in the greenhouse but also in the field. Working with people like Dr. Shapaw in his soybean breeding program, understanding what that means. And then sometimes we'll even take them to the grocery store and let them do a scavenger hunt to figure out how much soybean is in the products that they buy, or either for cleaning purposes or what they actually consume. And they're always so surprised that 60 to 70% of what they buy has soybean in it. So what we do through the Institute is give them an opportunity to really learn how to be a scientist and let their kids know that it's not okay. It's okay not knowing the answer. And what we do is we come up with testable hypotheses and hopefully come up with a result that helps us interpret the world around us. So what we do is provide them with the resources during those 3 weeks, build up encourage them to step out what they consider to be their comfort zone and really put on their scientist hats. I think what teachers like most about the Institute is its simplicity. We're simply taking a soybean seed and allowing them to see various aspects of its production, from how you grow it to how it's put into food. And it's easy. You take a bag of soybean seeds and you throw them in some pot and you can start asking some very simple questions. Yet the kids can lead a lot of the discussion, lead a lot of the experimentation, and the teacher is really there to help guide. For our social media, one of our hashtags is Inquiry Ninjas. And so what we're trying to teach the teachers is that the teacher is not necessarily directing all this, and that they're kind of silently in the background helping guide the students to asking those questions. Even though the teacher might have had the question all along, it's letting the students be the ones feeling like they're driving the ship. When that happens, the students become really engaged, and I think that's the part that the teachers take home most from this institute, is that it doesn't require a sophisticated degree to do that. It's just simply switching the way in which you engage the students, which is allowing them to do hands-on, which is looking at the world around them and then allowing them to ask questions and then guiding them to that question that you want them to really ask, because that covers core science standards. So a major thrust of the Institute is making sure that we address those standards, but allowing teachers the time to understand what that standard might mean and how they could develop a lesson plan around it.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.